What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. So if you're into challenge events, you have had a heck of a time because we've just had the Alliance quest and now the Gargoyles, these furry little fluff balls, are back again. And we do have a new Gargoyle in the portal as well. We've got a Fire Gargoyle. They seem to be increasingly rare, but we are adding to the group. And I must say, even though Garten had received a pretty heavy nerf, he still seems to be holding his own in the top defenses. But if you are into eventing, you're going to have been having a whale of a time, and you're probably completely out of all of your materials by now because there's a lot of events going on. But today we're going to talk about this newest hero, sorry guys, which is this guy called Guffa. He's an interesting looking hero, isn't he? It looks like he's been collecting eyeballs and sort of making them part of his cloak. But he is our latest fluff ball in the new Gargoyles that we've got in here. So let's have a look at this guy. In terms of the class, we are Paladin class, which gives him the chance to give himself extra defense. So pretty decent talent, especially if he's a kind of tanky hero. You want him to be survivable. The Paladin class is what you want for that. Family bonus for the Gargoyles. For a single hero, immune to poison. 2 or more is immune to poison and burn. 3 heroes, poison, burn, and water will do nothing against these heroes. So they do get some really good resistance against status ailments. It is kind of a factor with certain heroes, but not with all. So bearing that in mind and obviously using them against teams which do deal pretty serious ailment damage of the relevant types can be very, very useful. Oh, and he's disappeared. Right. So his passive, he gets the soft skin. Now the soft skin is based on the turns of soft skin is based on the mana speed of the hero. So we can see that for Guffa, every time this Gargoyle casts a special skill, the soft skin activates, and the next 5 times they receive damage, it's reduced by 90%. So that could be tile damage, special skill damage, dot damage, any kind of damage. It's going to be reduced by 90%. And they also resist all status ailments and mana reductions. So they cannot get their mana reduced. They cannot receive status ailments during that 5-turn soft skin that they get. So that makes these Gargoyles very, very fun to play through the Astral Elves event because of that reduction in mana. It doesn't affect them. Also going up against heroes like Lady of the Lake and Waterpipe who cut mana. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do it indefinitely. It does last for a set period of time, but it does really help them. So the Gargoyle soft skin passive is fantastic. In terms of ether talent, just before we get to the base stats, he is working with the damage reduction talent. Very good ether talent because at the start of each battle, any damage he gets is going to be reduced by 10%. So again, it looks like we're building a tank here in Guffa. I think he's going to be one of those staunch heroes that's survivable. I mean, just by the looks of him and everything else, he's carrying through as far as art is concerned, the theme for the Gargoyles. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's quite as good as some of the others, but they are kind of in the same vein. I don't know. They're okay. Although they're pretty scary. Sorry. They're pretty scary when you're going up against them in battle just because of what they do. But as far as they look, yeah, take them home. And, okay, special skill. Wait, just switch off the max power preview first. Sorry, I got distracted. So, yeah, pretty defensive. I mean, you can see that from what we were looking at before. But, you know, really, really solid defensive hero. Over 1100 defense and 2100 or 2142 on the health makes him an extremely stocky defender. 1080 team power as well. So whatever he's doing, he's going to be sticking around long enough to do it. Now let's have a look at what he actually does. So it's called Reflecting Stance, and he is running at slow speed. So the caster gets Taunt that prevents enemies from using special skills on the caster's allies for 4 turns. Not the longest taunt we've ever seen for a slow speed hero. The caster gets plus 40% mana generation for 4 turns. Okay, just to the caster. It says affects only mana generated from matching tiles or gained by the defense team at the end of their turn. Okay. All allies then except the caster receive soft skin. So the soft skin, this one, it says the next time they receive damage is reduced by 90%. So remember, he gets his soft skin as part of his passive. So where he casts his special skill, he gets soft skin for 5 turns. So the next 5 times he receives damage, it's reduced by 90% and resists all mana reductions. This special now gives the soft skin to the whole of the allied team. So it means that just for the next single time that they receive damage, they get that 90%, and they also resist the mana reduction effect. We have seen this before. I've got Pop Hit, and he does the similar thing to the target and to the caster in nearby, where he gives the soft skin for a single turn. Again, it's very, very effective when you're playing through the Astral Elves and in a lot of other areas of the game. If you can plan around it, it really is nice to be able to not receive mana reduction and reduce the damage by 90% guaranteed for that follow-up hit. But with this guy, we've never seen it alongside Taunt. And that is super important because Taunt makes it so that you can only attack the single hero with Taunt. Now, you get a lot of sort of Taunt bust heroes which will just break through Taunt. And I mean, we're not really finished with this special yet, so I may be getting ahead of myself. But this seems like it's going to make it a lot harder to bust through the Taunt for this guy, because it's going to reduce your damage going in by 90%. So if you've got a Taunt Buster that hits twice for like 500% damage, they're only going to do 20% of the damage. So I really think this is an extremely strong effect, and potentially a really good effect for, or a really good case to be made for him being a tank. Now let's see what else he does. All allies recover 1400 health after 4 turns, or instantly if the skill is cast again before its duration ends. This effect cannot be dispelled. That's really interesting. I mean, that's the first time we've seen that kind of an effect where they said, you know, it casts instantly if you manage to get enough mana to fire off the effect again before the duration ends. Now, granted, that's pretty difficult because you've just charged a slow speed hero, and if you want the effect to be immediate, you have to charge him again within 4 turns. So short of you having like a massive cascade of tiles and being able to do that, it's quite likely that the first part is going to apply, where there's going to be a delay of 4 turns. Now on defense, this is a incredible skill because he gets the taunt first of all. It means you're taking your time trying to dispel the taunt and deal with the soft skin that he's just provided to himself and all the other enemies. And that's going to take you a couple of turns. But by the time the 4th turn runs out, you're back to square one, because he's going to increase or recover 1400 health for all allies. That is unheard of. I mean, just a humongous health recovery, and protects himself while he's doing it, and protects your whole team through the taunt effect. I mean, the fact that this guy is running at slow speed is some small mercy, but this is a freaking awesome hero. I love the way he works. There are counters for the effect. It doesn't say that it can't be dispelled. Oh, it does. Damn it. Wow. Okay. It does say it can't be dispelled. So there are counters for the taunt, but that being undispellable, that health recovery, man, that's a heck of a thing. I'm telling you, that just means that you have to kill within 4 turns. I mean, for Rush, it'd probably make him less effective in the Rush format, because you do have a higher chance to be able to counter that after you dispel the taunt and everything else that's going on. But for regular formats, trying to kill off a whole team within 4 turns is really difficult. Man, this guy is going to be the best tank we have ever seen in the whole game. I mean, mark my words on that. I reckon he's going to be pretty damn staunch. Maybe not quite as good as I know Nautica's doing the round and a lot of the Toon heroes, but there are a lot of heroes that are sort of designed to deal with them nowadays. I think this guy could definitely be in with a shout for pushing that fire tank meta. Let me know though in the comments what you think. So far, I'm freaking blown away by this dude. Sorry. I think he's going to be an absolutely insane hero, a really good tank, and an excellent protector of your team, whether it's on attack or defense, you name it, he can do it. So yeah, fantastic hero. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do drop us a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. Just to let you know as well, obviously there are memberships on the channel, so if you enjoy the videos and you want to support the channel and support the continued videos being on the channel, then think about potentially joining as a member, and there are some other perks there as well. But with that all being said, love to all of you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.